chance, OJ. We're gonna take it back to Motown. Flashback. Where my background singers at? Come on. Yeah. That sounded good, ladies. One more time, come on. Yeah, that sounded beautiful. Y'all go ahead and sit down. I'm gonna take it from here. I got some stuff to get off my chest. I never thought this clever walk was smart. Never thought conquer demons I fought. Serious onslaught, slaves sold them bought. Never forgot or forget. Noose latch sold around the neck. The nature of the threat. From the days of old, I was always told to fear God and everything would be straight. And don't hesitate to speak truth and never be fake. I listened, but still drank from the vine of poisonous grapes. Relax and meditate. I'm being an Israelite was my fate. It broke down the gates. Grace and mercy cracked the vault. The Lord took me in and accepted my fault. Sacrificed my life for what I was taught and wouldn't have it any other way, and that's real talk. I was chose out the world to be a biblical nerd, a soldier for my nation, gatherer of the 1/3. Anything else is straight absurd, a prophet of the curve to get to your nerves. Come with that foolishness and watch you get served. And who would have thought that Kano or Mr. Legit would be teaching the scripts? Everything I learned till now is ridiculous. The world is hideous. Some think I'm crazy, but I'm dead serious. Truth is, religion got you delirious, and lies got me furious. Throughout the hour for showing me from what's true and what's false. Running from my past and trying not to get caught. So keep up. Yo!
Alright, baby. Listen close. It's serious. Send up prayers to the Lord. Speakers, pitches, mics, and chords, spikes and frenzies, and moving with fours. About to make love to the whole prince all section. The words of protection in the form of correction. Lessons of life. You think it's trite now, baby? Wait till later, it'll kill you. Warfare unfamiliar to the Gentile mind. Time for blue collar crime. Israelite collected taxes and fines. Take angelic form or become extinct with mankind. I'm like the young David in his prime. Israel defiant American Goliath. Kill Cyrus. Christ about to kill all you viruses. Prophetic writings, end time sightings. Check it when you see your bling bling floating downstream in New Orleans. Baby, it's time for you to get a plan B, baby.
Sing to me now. Yeah. And the angels say what the angels say. That's the sound I love to hear. I know you chose me, but I don't think you understand. You think it's all glamorous, but let me let you know what the life is really about.
Yeah, we be that chosen few. Many are called, but the chosen few. I'm draped down on the block in a row of jewels. I heard the voice, so I roll to the call of truth. Now, ladies, when they see me, they get hotter than bitch streets. But I'm on a mission, so they can just miss me. See, I cut your boys like players to miss me. Dying, dropping these pearls on the corners that nips. See, up time to sleep, almost time to reach. We be the first of the sheep to awake from the sleep. Got chosen in the roles to expose the foes, top pros, and I suppose I'm a blow with blows. I'm on a mission with intention to the razor. All the love strive for the sky blazer. I praise God, I was chosen for the shaker. I got draped up, waiting for the breakup. Wake up.
Back at it again. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shah. It's your brother IQAhmath. IQAhmath, first name. IQ is all the same. You reach another episode. DSTM. That's right. Back to back. Back to back. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High. Why Yahweh Shah. If you've been around, you've been picking up what I've been putting down. But if you have not, don't get too close because you might get shot. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well on the Shabbat. An extension of DSTM, right? Last night I wanted to just concentrate on that with the NPSM 7 and the regime changes in regards to how it's going to impact the word of the Lord. You know, we read about scriptures like Amos. Let's read that real quick. Shout out to everybody that's in the house. Shalom to the family. Hashemah, you say you like this? All praises. Lord willing, we're going to start uploading, you know, some of our music on the on YouTube, but for some reason, we've been having some technical issues with getting these this music uploaded. So we're working on it. We're working on it. So it'll be available most high willing soon. But we know, you know, just in regards to last night, what we talked about. Let me share my screen. And Amos 8 and 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Most High Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh." So, you know, these are the type of things that we're seeing. What's going on here? Why is this not sharing? See, there you go. There they go. There you go, Satan, man, tripping. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again. How about now? Let's see. Let's see. If I'm coming in solid, throw a 7 in the chat for you, brother. Would you do that? All right, looks like it's sharing okay now. I can see that. All right, let's read that one more time. Amos 8 and 11. This is the times that we're entering into. Behold, the days come, saith the Most High Power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of Yahweh. So there's going to be double impact when it comes down to this famine. Not only is there going to be a famine of actual bread and water, Christ told us that in Matthew 24, but also the famine of hearing the word of the Most High, right? Very serious times that we're entering into. There's another one that's second Ezra, I think it's 5. Yeah. Now, second Ezra 5 and 1 says, "Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." You know, there's going to be a time where the land's going to be barren of faith. The way of truth is going to be missing. You understand? And it says what? "But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago." So a compilation of not only the truth being taken away, but iniquity abounding more and more. Even in the book of Luke, was it Matthew? It tells you, because the love of many shall wax cold. And Matthew 24 and 12. So it's letting it be known that there's going to be time when the way of truth, knowledge, repentance, so forth and so on is going to be removed. People are going to be taken away. The prophets of the Lord are going to be killed, martyred, silenced, detained. You know, not all. There's definitely going to still be a remnant. The Most High always leaves a remnant. But there's going to be a time when there's going to be a deficiency of hearing the word of truth. And because of that, it said iniquity is going to increase way worse than it ever used to be. So we read about everything from Sodom and Gomorrah in the scriptures. We're hearing about all of the idolatry and things that our people was going through during the times of the kings, Babylonian captivities, the things that was going on during the Hellenized periods of our captivities in Greece and Rome, and how bad it was. The Lord said it's going to get even worse. And we see a lot of evidences of those things going on right now in our times. Matthew 24 and 12 says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." So you're going to see And we're witnessing more heinous crimes, more of our people being cold-shouldered and not want to be bothered with, want to hear truth. They don't want to walk in uprightness. Everybody wants to do what's right in their own eyes. We're going to see a complete swelling of that, right? And we're witnessing that right now. So this is where we're at, all right? You see the title, man, Project 2025 in full swing. If y'all remember, man, last year when he was getting elected, everybody heard about this Project 2025 agenda. What's going to happen? Is this a whole new right-wing method of them creating a dictatorship over the world? I mean, over America? And remember, Trump said, I don't know much about it. I mean, I know some of the guys that created it, they're good people, but, that's not running my campaign. I don't really know if any of y'all remember him saying that. Now, if you remember him saying that, throw a 7 in the chat. Actually, no, throw a 3 in there. Throw a 3 in the chat if you remember Trump saying that he didn't know much about Project 2025, although he knows some of the cats that created it, but that's not really him. And it's not running his campaign. Okay, so y'all remember him saying that. All right. So we all know. We all know. See, that's why this truth is so wonderful, man, because the Most High gives us fair warning. He gives us fair warning and tells us, don't listen in. If his mouth is moving, he's lying. Forked tongue for real. Sirach 12:10 says, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See, I understand. I had a little back and forth with a brother last night. Said he wants to know if it's sin to love our enemies. I know where he was going with it, but I'm seeing right here it says never trust our enemies, let alone loving. But it's okay. That's not what this is about. We're worried about our true enemies, the threats that really impose us. You want to receive it with open arms, so be it. I'm not. Never trust our enemy, for as like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So we know you can't trust this devil, man. But we're going to look at some of those things in Project 2025, see if they're actually impacting this presidency right now. Mind you, we're only 10 months in. Only 10 months in, and we've seen so many drastic changes, so much irreversible effects that's happening. Remember, he even said some of the things that's going to happen during the shutdown is going to be irreversible, meaning job losses, departmental losses, all of that stuff. He said they ain't no coming back from it. So let's read a couple of the Psalms, and then we're gonna get right into it, because I'm gonna try to bat 3 for 3 today. So I'm gonna also be teaching later this afternoon on the Sabbath class. So I'm gonna try not to have this one be a 2+ hour DSTM, but we let the spirit ride. Whatever the Most High dictates, that's how we move. All right, Psalms 10. It says, "Why standest thou afar off, O Yahweh? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble?" So that could be in many of our minds right now. We see the turmoil, the oppression, we see the lies, we see the economic struggles that our people are going through. We're seeing the violence that our people are being subjected to, let alone the violence that our people are committing. We're seeing mass wickedness all around. We're seeing an agenda being pushed that's transformative, if you will, all out in our faces. And many of our prayers are saying, man, Yahweh, when are you going to make right with this? When is the wicked going to be judged? Like, what's going on? David was saying the same thing. It says, "The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined." So David's saying, man, I'm looking for things to be reverse engineered, because he's definitely in his pride persecuting the poor. You seen the video a couple of weeks ago? Maybe I don't even know if it was a couple of weeks ago. Last week, the sisters on there crying on TV, talking about how their SNAP benefits is getting cut, Section 8 getting cut, all these little governmental supplemental programs, safety net programs that they call them. Who are they aimed towards? Us. Who are they rounding up, throwing in cages, beating up on the streets, swarming whole apartment buildings, zip tying kids, saying F them kids in Chicago. yet persecuting the poor in his pride. Last night you heard him on the video when he said, hey, we're going to get the big cities. There's a lot of problems. It's an internal war right now. So the pride of him is puffed up, saying he's going after all his Democratic enemies in the states that they run. And who gets the brunt of it? The persecution goes down to the poor. You see, Governor Gruesome is up there trolling him, and I've seen a little article and an image. He had his name on. He had a Trump's face on Marie Antoinette, and I guess she was kind of like a little English queen. That while everybody else was living poor, she was living lavish, kind of short and sweet. And he put his face on her in her body, trolling, basically saying, "Look, you out here living high on the hog, and people are struggling out here." Meanwhile, he ain't no good either. $24 billion come up missing. I'm supposed to go to the homeless. All these tent cities and homeless encampments over here, man. What are you talking about? Raising up the gas prices, the taxes, everything else over here, man. The mass exodus of people leaving out of California because of his ways of governing this place. He's sitting back acting like he's a good guy, but he's trying to plot his mission to become president. So look for Governor Gruesome. You heard it here. He's gonna go for a presidential run in 2028. All right. Verse 2 again. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom Yahweh abhorreth. Remember, that's one of our laws. Thou shalt not covet. But what does the so-called white man do? He covets everything, from lands to inventions to economies to human beings. He covets and desires what we have. He can't get it. He's gonna make it. Take it. Everything he believes is his. Verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not at all in his thoughts. You think Donald Trump is really thinking about the Most High? He made his own Bible. They got the Trump Bible. Remember that? And he said that's the only one we want read in the schools. You talk about the wicked in their pride, man. This dude is wicked as hell. God bless the USA Bible, the Trump Bible. Look, for $70. He's constantly hustling. You talk about a charlatan, man. He done sold everything from high top gold sneakers to Bibles. He was just panhandling, asking for $15 from everybody so he can go to heaven. Forever the salesman, right? The art of the deal. Constantly on the move. Okay. Now let's get back over here. The Most High is not in his thoughts. He thinks he is the Most High. He thinks he is the Most High. His ways are always grievous. Anybody comfortable out there? Everybody feel good about how things are being ran in the country right now? You ready to stand behind, the Republicans, pledge your allegiance? Or are you constantly grieved at what you're seeing and understanding what's happening in the earth? Yeah, it's constantly grievous here. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he buffeted them. So we see how he, regulates throughout the earth. He's in the UN's business. He's in NATO's business. He's in the EU's business. He's puffing at Putin, Xi Jinping, all the rest of the global leaders from the BRICS nations. Man, what? I'm America. Remember, he said, hey, we've got the most, if anybody wants to get busy, we've got the most nukes, we got the greatest weapons. In that speech they had with all the generals, he was talking about, hey, we got these battleships. I want battleships. I want to get out there and I want to show off, our new weaponry. He's got the golden dome that he's trying to build, by 2028. We're America. They can't do nothing against us. See, Shalak, you done already jumped on it. I got that coming up. Hey, Shalom, good dog. What's going on? All right. What's up, Cuzzo? Shalom. I seen the anniversary pictures and stuff too, man. Y'all did your thing. Y'all did your thing. All praises. Good work, Cuzzo. Now he's puffing at his enemies. And what does he say? He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So that's the pride and the arrogance, man. He's gonna always figure I can go back to Mar-a-Lago. What lawsuits? Anybody remember those lawsuits? Remember all the 30 plus felonies he got? He ain't worried about none of that. He's actually winning lawsuits. He just got a $24 million settlement from who was it, YouTube, or somebody got to pay him out. You think he's paying that poor that little white woman that said he raped her? And she won some $70 million settlement. He ain't paying nobody. His mind is, I'm never going to be in adversity. Can't nobody move us. It's the great US of A. Verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So he's always saying one thing, doing another, willing and dealing in deceit, lies, and fraud. Remember, this is the top of the top, from the beginning of the topic. What are we talking about? Oh, 2025, I don't know much about it. I don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, he's pushing all of the agendas that they laid out for him. We'll see in a minute. Let's continue on. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privately set against the poor. Oh, see all them Latinos for Trump, black for Trump, everybody that was riding with him, black folks, and Hispanics parading around out in the streets, man, wrapping themselves in the American flag. Little did they know he was privately plotting against you. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. That's why you see 300 troops storming apartment buildings in Chicago, saying we're looking for a Latino gang. You don't knock it off. In the secret places doth he murder the poor. Murder the innocent. I mean, there's a case of a serial murderer down there in Texas right now. They just found multiple bodies floating up in some lake. One is identified, which was a sister, 20-year-old, left the bar, hadn't been seen since. The next time they found her, it was floating up in the damn river. No real national media attention going on. There's no, shock and awe. Trying to bury those type of things. Verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth them into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. Oh, you see that all the time. He croucheth and humbleth himself. Remember what he said in let's look at that in Sirach, I believe it's in 13. He croucheth and humbleth himself. Remember, your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You can't let your guard down at all dealing with that. Hey, shalom, sis, Hadessa. Here we go. Sirach 13. The rich man have done wrong, and yet he threateneth withal. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. So he surrounds himself. His cabinet got a gang of billionaires on deck with him. All the power elites, all the AI technocrats, they're all surrounding around him, giving him counsel. He's rubbing elbows with his peers. But what? The poor is wrong. Look at the economy. You see what's happening with the inflation rates. You see the job losses, the layoffs, the government shutdowns, everything that's going on right now, the stripping away of benefits, Medicaid, pharmaceutical drugs costs going up. I mean, all of this stuff. But what? If thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bare and will not be sorry for it. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee. Or he's going to drop down and bow down and crouch down and lay down traps and smile upon thee. Oh, I love the blacks. Remember I played that video not too long ago when he said when he went down to the Smithsonian under his first presidency, he was saying, hey, I'm so happy to be here. Hey, I'm coming back. I didn't get a chance to finish it. Oh, yeah, I love it here. And, black people, you guys built America. Now all of a sudden you ain't nothing but niggas, and he don't give a damn about all of that. He's rearranging history, shutting down Black History museums, whipping Sam, the brother that you see the famous scars on his back and the whelps at the national parks. He says, man, edit that out. Wants to get rid of any curriculum that talks about the evils that America and the white man's done. Get rid of all of that. See, then you have the Negro preachers and everybody else standing around him, hold their hands on him, anointing and blessing him, saying, yes, he's for us. God be with you. Oh, if he had needed to, he'll deceive you and smile upon you and put thee in hope. Yeah, he's an outsider. He's not with the regular politics and program. This is what we need. We need somebody who's not with them. Meanwhile, he's a complete chameleon, man. A snake shedding his skin. Now he got the whole new skin on, and everybody's looking like, what? This is really you? I thought you was for us. Even his own constituents. That's why you see everything blowing up in their face, man. They going at it with each other. All the little MAGA hats, they bumping heads with each other, beefing. They trying to settle everything down and saying, hey, no, we got one enemy, the Democrats over there. Those are the ops over there. We got to stop beefing with each other. Because of all of the lies and everything else that he's done. Remember the America First? Meanwhile, he's getting ready to send, 20 some odd million he sent into Argentina to help bail them out? No America First. That's out of here. Now it says, if thou have anything, he'll live with thee. Yea, he'll make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. If he have needed thee, he'll deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. He'll speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? He will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. Yeah. And at the last, he will laugh thee to scorn afterward. When he seeth thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Like the scriptures say, man, nobody pities a snake charmer when he gets bit. He's going to look and laugh and say, hey, I told you. I'm a snake. The Lord told you. I'm the devil, but you wanted to listen to me. Shame on you. Now let's double back over here to Psalms again. He crouched, verse 10. Psalms 10 and 10. He croucheth and humbled himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He has said in his heart, the Most High have forgotten. He will never see it. Yes, this is why he's operating on the time frame that he is. He thinks the Most High is got short-term memory. He don't remember his evils, doesn't remember the track record. The angels ain't taking notes and documenting everything. No, everything is recorded. Everything is documented. Yes, the Most High is not forgotten, but in his mind, God is hiding his face. He's never going to see all the evils and the wickedness that I'm doing on here. Isaiah 28, it says that let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness. God is fair. He said, man, I'll show him favor. I'll give him opportunity to make right. You got every opportunity to take control and do the right thing. You're holding Bibles, you got particular laws and statutes that you could be implementing in. I don't know if y'all remember, what was it? Maybe 4 or 5 months ago, I played a video in the city council in Texas, and they was talking about the laws of, I think the Democrats, they wanted the 10 Commandments in the schools. No, the Republicans wanted the 10 Commandments in the schools, and the Democrats were saying no. And they had one of each, I forgot their names, white man and the white woman arguing about it. And the Democrat was like, isn't it a law that no work should be done on the Sabbath? And that's in the 10 Commandments, right? And the little Republican white woman was like, yeah, that's true. And he was like, well, why are we holding this meeting here on the Sabbath? Like, they know our laws and commandments. They know what should be done and not be done, but they ain't going to do it. So they saying, hey, God's never going to see it. We're going to get away with everything that we're doing. No, you're not. Look at this, verse 12. Arise, O Yahweh, O power, lift up thine hand, forget not the humble. Wherefore doth the wicked contemn the Most High? What did we just come out of? We just came out of a fast, a humbling of our souls during that atonement a few days ago. And what happened during that fast? The Most High shut the government down. Now, it ain't stopped the motion, but it definitely affected 750,000 people, let alone all the infighting and causing Satan to be divided against himself even more, which always leads to the end of a kingdom. Yeah, all of that was powerful. Verse 13, wherefore doth the wicked contemn the Most High? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief and spite to requite it with thy hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked and the evil man. Seek out his wickedness till thou find none. David was like, hunt them all down until there's none left. Break their arms so that they can't commit to and construct any more wickedness. Yahweh is king forever and ever. The heathen are perished out of his land. Yahweh, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart. Thou wilt cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may no more oppress. Who's the man of the earth? Job 9:24 tells us the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. All you got to do is put two and two together. David said, man, this place has got to be stripped out of his hands and then his arms broken so he can't grab it no more. Let's look at Psalms 27. We're going to read 1 down to 5. It says, Yahweh is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Thou in hosts should encamp against me. My heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of Yahweh, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of Yahweh, to inquire in his temple. For in thy time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. And that's interesting too, because now we're entering into the season and the time of tabernacles. Tomorrow night, sundown, will begin the first day according to our calculations. Some may be keeping it tonight, all good, whatever's clever. But we're standing on tomorrow, sundown. And now we're looking at a covering, a shielding, a hiding place that we look at in the spirit as well. Remember, the tabernacles takes you out of your comfort zone, put you in a place of wilderness, put you in a place of needing the Most High to be there, because all of the pleasantries that you're used to, you shouldn't be having access to, right? But, we know that everybody can't make it out to the wilderness, to the mountains and get out there, but it's okay. It's all right. Keep it in the house, keep it out in your backyard, keep it wherever you need to. But the point of the matter is to put yourself in a humbled state to where the secret of the Most High, the tabernacle of the Most High now can hide you. In these days and times, we're looking to be hid from said wickedness and the things that's surrounding around us, the incoming doom and Jacob's trouble and everything else. So as we're seeing everything compiling and building up and crashing down even more and more, now here we are in the time of tabernacles, where the Lord said, now you got to be in a secret, got to be hidden. So now we pop up, get them tents going, humble ourselves, and put ourselves in positions of equality with each other and reliance upon the Most High in our wilderness experiences. Let me get one more, and then we'll get to some of these current events. Like I said, I'm not going to be too long today. That's my plan. But the Lord, the Lord says, my thoughts aren't your thoughts, so we're going to work on it. Psalm 64. We'll read 1 and 2. It says, hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. So everything that we've seen last night, from the crackdowns on the persecution of those standing on righteousness, if you're quote unquote anti-American, anti-Christian, they make the definitions of what that means. The pre-crimes, oh, you don't even have to do nothing. We're swiping you up out of here just because we know that could happen. Not because you did anything. It might happen. We pre-predict that this is going to happen. Wetting their tongues like swords, licking their lips. Oh, we can't wait to get them. Bending their bows, shooting arrows at us spiritually and physically with even bitter words. So the Lord said, man, they prayed and said, man, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, because best believe they're in their counseling having wild, wicked counsels going on. Dark counsel, looking to take over this particular place with even more fierceness, as the scriptures say. So let's get to it, right? We've seen another quote unquote terrorist attack. Another terrorist attack over there in the UK this time. 2 people have died and 3 more are seriously injured after a car was driven into a crowd of people outside a synagogue in Crumpsall, Greater Manchester. So this is over there in the UK. I believe this guy was a Muslim, and it just kind of par for the course, because you seen the other Edomite that ran the car up into the Mormon church, lit the Mormon church on fire, and then started letting off shots. Now we're seeing a similar incident over here in the UK. So if we're looking at, a pattern that's going on, then we got to kind of see what else to expect. Now's the time that we need to really kind of be vigilant and making sure that your areas of places of worship, where brothers and sisters are gathered together, or even just out in public, you got to really be on your P's and Q's, man. Because the wicked has already been unleashed. Like, you hear about Esau having sleeper cells and things like that, but really, the Most High is the one letting down the gauntlet on those things. Let's look at Job 18-14. It says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terror. So, when the wicked is getting exposed and getting put out there, he's being brought to the king of terror. The king of terrors is the Most High. The Most High is going to bring all these terrors upon him. So in all of his strongholds of rulership, the UK, America, obviously, the European Union nations and all of that, all of them are going to start experiencing these things. So we're starting here, there, everywhere. Let's get back and see this. Terrorist shot dead outside a synagogue after killing 2 people. So a couple of small heads, small hat, AstroTurf Jews got smoked by this guy, and he eventually got put to death. Greater Manchester police were called to the scene at Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue at 9:31 a.m. and declared a major incident 6 minutes later. 2 victims have been confirmed dead. The suspected attacker has also now been declared dead. This was delayed due to suspicious items on his person. They thought he had a bomb on him. But there you go. So we've been seeing damn near weekly. If it ain't been mass shootings, it's attacks on public places of worship, so to speak. But this is all par for the course. The times that we're living in, remember, because iniquity abounding, the love of many is going to wax cold. Now we know that even when they push that quote unquote anti-Christian agenda, they're going to try to include or try to say the focus is, the Muslims. Them crazy tower heads. Yeah, those are the ones we're really worried about. No. We're the ones week in and week out. Just look at the algorithms of Israelite teachings and count how many times you see a headline saying a dumb Christian this, that, and the third, or Christian Orthodox gets cut, a Christian madman gets it. It's constantly this. So they know who the target is, but they'll say, the Muslim, yeah, they're gonna get Ishmael, but guess who's gonna get rounded up in that as well? You guessed it. Let's move on. Look, houses of worship tightened up security amid rising numbers of attacks. Let's see. Now the Christians, they say, hey man, we're not trying to get martyred and sniped out here. They're not turning the other cheek. In these scenarios, they trying to arm up now. houses of worship throughout the country are increasing security in response to deadly attacks on religious communities using methods honed by law enforcement and protective agencies to shield their congregants from targeted violence, according to security experts. Religious leaders have worked in recent months with specialists to install bulletproof film on windows, reinforce doors, erect fences and bollards in parking lots, and set up surveillance systems designed to detect potential threats during services. So now here they are locking down churches now as if they're penitentiaries. Bulletproof windows, reinforced doors, erect fence. Most let something go down internally. How hard is it going to get for people to get up out of there? A gas leak, explosion, some sort of fire jumps off, somebody, passes out, epileptic seizure. Okay, unlock all of the locks, by the time you get up out of there, man, somebody's gonna die. Security cameras all over the dang place. That's gonna be hard for them pastors, man, who like to double dip and satisfy their urges with some of the female members in there. They got to be more slick now. One security consultant said he had placed ballistic material in a pulpit to protect a pastor who was worried about armed threats. Very interesting. Look at it. Trump using the government shutdown to dole out firings and political punishment. We talked about that last night. So we know 750,000 people, they said, was going to get furloughed, laid off, or fired. That's where we're at now. Okay. Continuing on. Carolyn Levitt confirms bloodbath ripping through federal agencies as she reveals Trump will fire thousands. Now, why is this important? We're going to see in a minute. Apple bows to MAGA, demands an ICE goon tracker app. As we're seeing now, what are they talking about? Apple had an app that was able to download that would track where ICE agents were. And a lot of the Northern Kingdom was using it. When ICE was coming close, they'd have a beat or an alert and a little map saying how close they were. It gave them time to give them a head start to get up out of there. So Agent Orange and MAGA ran down on Tim Cook. You know Tim Cook is a sodomite, the one that heads up Apple. See, they're all over the place, man. And told him, hey, that app's got to go. Or we're going to come down hard on Apple. And Apple said, yes, sir. We'll take the app off, man. Y'all go get them. Look, Apple has capitulated to demands from the Trump administration and removed apps from its app store that allowed users to track ICE officers. The company removed ICE Block, a crowdsourced app that allowed users to report sightings of ICE goons around the country from its app store. Attorney General Pam Bondi said in a statement to Fox News, "We reached out to Apple today demanding they remove the ICE Block app from the App Store, and Apple did so." So the tech sector is on board with Agent Orange and his agenda. And I think this I don't know if it's ICE Block, but there's another one was invented by some little young Amalekite. And he was like, I know what it's like. I had, my grandparents had to deal with the Stasis in the camps. And, I think it'd be good for them to be able to use. And I don't know if it's ICE Block, but I know he had an app out there. White guilt kicking in on him. ICE Block is designed to put ICE agents at risk just for doing their jobs, and violence against law enforcement is an intolerable red line that cannot be crossed. They're the ones at risk, right? But y'all seen the video last night, them tackling the 70-plus-year-old man, damn near broke his elbow, all of the harassment that's been going on. You seen him pinning somebody down, punching him out. I seen him chasing women, slamming the women all on the ground. Who's at risk? Doing their job. They're doing well beyond the call of duty. That's why when the Most High said, man, he's going to get that Edom, because they have helped forward the affliction of his people. People sit back and say, well, but I thought it was Israel. It was your own fault. You broke the laws. That's the reason why You guys had to go. You're in captivity. Why you keep blaming the white man? It's because he helped forward the affliction. He went above and beyond the call of duty. I believe that's in Zechariah. Let me grab that real quick. He helped forward the affliction. He done went wild. Let me grab that. And let me make sure. I think it's chapter 1. Yeah, 1 and 15. He went above and beyond, and he said, I am the Most High now. I don't need to follow him. Look at this. Yeah, we're going to read verse 15 and just get right to the point. Zechariah 1:15 says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. So because of this and them going all out, they've helped forward the afflictions of our people. Let me get another scripture that's going to be even more detailed than Ezekiel. No, excuse me, Isaiah 47. Let me go there. Isaiah 47. And we're going to read 6 and 7. Actually, we'll start at verse 5. It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. Yeah, speaking about America. Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, right? The offspring of ancient Babylon. Verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou hast said, I shall be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay things to heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. So what are they saying? They said that they showed no mercy and laid heavy yokes on our people. He's exceeded the call of duty. He's gone well beyond what he was needed to do. Well beyond. So it ain't about them going at it just for them to be able to I don't need Ezekiel. Them being at risk for doing their job. No. They're doing their job and some. That's why the Most High said, reward her double, even as she rewarded thee, because he's done even worse than was expected of him. Right? So ICE now has gotten the tech sector on board. People can't use them apps no more to run from them. So they trying to act like, oh, when they use the app, they setting up ICE. There ain't no mass shootings and sniping out of ICE and ICE getting packed out all over the place as people are jumping them and flattening their tire. Ain't none of them reports out there. What are they talking about? When they know they're coming, when they got a chance to track them, that puts ICE in danger. Come on, man. These people are just trying to track so they can get the hell up out of there and run from them. Now let's look at this. I know the video's small, but maybe you just need to listen. This is about TikTok. I know the youngsters and everybody loves some TikTok. You know, Israelites is out there using TikTok to gather the sheep. All good. But guess what? As everybody knows, it's being compromised. And now that whole little trap, everybody done, got it in the mix now. Everybody submitted all the information, all that. Now America's taking over. You know that there's been a TikTok, the ban was put on hold. They've been kicking a can down the road, all the way for American companies and billionaire sectors to take over. And they've done it. Here we go.
Under the terms of this deal, TikTok will be owned by a majority of American investors and controlled by a board of directors with extensive national security and cybersecurity credentials.
Now, she said this is going to be owned by American-owned companies with extensive cybersecurity. Hold on. Oracle is one of the main investors. Here's 3 headlines alone. They're supposed to be tight on cybersecurity, information infrastructure being secured with them. Hold on. Oracle's $150 million privacy settlement faces some opposition from class members. Yeah. Oracle, headed up by Larry Ellison, a small hat GMO AstroTurf imposter, His company, Oracle, got busted some years ago for data breaches and taking people's personal information. Lost that lawsuit, paid $150 million. That's who's running, one of the heads running TikTok now. You think your information is private and sealed and that, or it's going to be traced? And mind you, remember, and he's a small hat and he's pro Amalek. So all the content that brothers is utilizing and exposing, because TikTok does have a lot of good information on there. It's more folly than it is good, but it's out there. And information is now becoming a highway of downloads for people to saving and spreading, passing out videos and things are going viral. And they're like, we got to get a grip on this. All of the backlash that's been coming from the Hamas genocide and everything else, they're like, oh, we got to stop all of this. Put in one of our billionaire technocrats, man, and let them regulate it. So everything that the freedoms that so-called TikTok provided, they about to lock that down. And you've got a company who's known for tracking, tracing, and stealing your information. Oracle apps exploited by hackers in a new extortion campaign. This is October 1st. They already got hackers tapping into the damn Oracle apps, but this is supposed to be the biggest security, all these. Hold on, let me let her say. She can say it better than me. Here's another one down here. Biggest supply chain hack of 2025. 6 million records exfiltrated from Oracle Cloud, affecting over 140,000 tenants. And she said TikTok is going into their hands now. They're saving you from the Chinese who had access to the information. They were saying, oh, the Chinese are using this to hack into Americans' information and things ain't secure. We need that access. So they told Moab, man, get up out of here. You want business over here? It can't happen. We're going to take the business. We're going to buy you out. Let me let her
Majority
finish.
of American investors and controlled by a board of directors with extensive national security and cybersecurity credentials. In partnership with the U.S. government, Oracle will serve as TikTok's trusted security provider, and they will independently
Trusted. Never trust our enemy. Look at this. She said they're trusted. This is just 3 headlines right here. Privacy settlements. They had to pay out. Hackers getting into their systems. I mean, supply chain hacks. This is a trusted company. Don't worry. You're in good hands. Yeah, they're going to take very good care of all your information, your private information. Yeah. I don't have TikTok, but I mean, to keep it real, ain't nothing safe, but TikTok, I'm cool. I get the videos. Sometimes, brothers and sisters might send me a link of a TikTok video, some information, I'll take it out, but I'm not getting no account. Sorry.
monitor the safety and data security of all U.S. user data on TikTok's platform. Americans' data will be stored securely in the United States without access from China. All U.S. user data will be stored on servers operated by Oracle in the United States, protected from surveillance or interference by foreign adversaries. And the algorithm, I know this is a question many of you have.
Protected from surveillance. I played the video a couple weeks ago. Remember Larry Ellison was saying he wants cameras and drones everywhere. He said the police is going to be on their best behavior. Citizens will be on their best behavior. All that other good stuff. Y'all remember that? If not, you got to double back. A couple weeks ago, I think one of the DSTMs, I played the video of him. Or just look it up. Just look up Larry Ellison on YouTube on surveillance, and you'll see videos of him talking about this. He's pro Big Brother, eyes on everything, ears on everything. That's what he's into.
Will be secured, retrained, and operated in the United States outside of ByteDance's control. And TikTok will remain globally interoperable, meaning TikTok users in the U.S. will be able to see videos posted by users in other countries and vice versa. While I don't have a number on the specific deal, we do expect that thanks to the president's leadership and the securement of this historic deal, businesses using TikTok will generate as much as $178 billion in economic activity within the U.S. over the next 4 years. So this is great news, not just for the millions of American youth who use TikTok. Their data will be safe and secure with this new deal. They'll continue to use this very fun app. But it's also great news for all of the small business owners who have really been able to make a living.
So it's going to be nice and fun for all of the youth out there and all the businesses. We want in on everything. We want your kids. We want your businesses. We want all the information. Don't worry about them chinks, man. They you can't trust them with your information. You can trust us. We've been there, done that, man. Believe me if you want to.
Off of these.
Let's look at Larry Ellison. Let's see his hold on. Lucky. Let me get this to this. I want to get this. Give me 1 second while this video is loading. Hopefully y'all can see this. Taking a minute to load. I don't know what's going on.
Tell us, what is your...
Now here he goes. You see up here, billionaire Larry Ellison, the second richest man in the world after Elon Musk, praises Israel and the IDF. He talks about visiting Israel, saying Herzliya has more startups than most anywhere in the world, right? So this is the guy right here who owns Oracle, who's running TikTok. His son, I think I just put out an article about that. His son just took over like 3 major networks, television networks and all of that. So they're creating and got the monopoly on the media space. So when you're wondering how they're going to create one focused area of control, this is how they're going to do it. This is how they're going to do it. Hold on 1 second. Do me a favor. All right, Shalaki, y'all. Let me get back. Absolutely. Hollywood is definitely gonna be the one that they control, because that's what everybody's locked into. If it ain't the movies, it's the technology, everything else. This is where people are getting their news from. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I put out an article too. They said that 1 out of every 5 people now are using YouTube for their news, and that's increasing. That's why they said we're getting ready to implement AI that start taking over YouTube. They want to control the narrative on every facet of where people are getting their information from. Let me let this guy speak his mind.
Connection to Israel.
Well, the renewal of the Jewish state is something that I think touches all of us. For 2,000 years, we were a stateless people. And now we have a country.
We, in 2,000 years, huh? Stateless people. Okay, I'm gonna let him go. Y'all know, he's letting you know his birthright. He's letting you know who he's down with, who he's representing, so you know that this is going to be utilized. This new app, well, not the new app, but this reformed app under his control. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing about the small hats and the AstroTurf people over there. You can't criticize. Like, you're gonna be banned so fast, and he's gonna track and trace everything you do moving forward.
Of our own, defended by all the brave men and women of the IDF. So anything we can do to support them, who devote their lives for preserving the state of Israel, keeping the people safe, and allowing our state to continue in very sometimes in very, very difficult situations. I have been to Israel. I've been to the border. I have spent time to the people who govern the state of Israel.
Yeah, they're definitely going to control the media. It's going to be, you can only say state-run media, government-based media, right? The people who got free thought and all that, you're going to be deleted. They're going to replace you with some AI, talk shows, podcasts, newscasts, everything else. You're going to be up out of here. And here he is saying, yeah, I'm so proud of the IDF and the soldiers over there. They're doing a great job as they're committed to wiping out Ishmael over there.
And I feel a deep emotional connection to the state of Israel and the Israeli people.
You are an high-tech person. What do you think about the Israeli startup?
Yeah, I know I'm gonna stop stopping it, but is there any more evidence that we need that says that these people run the media? Remember that was all, hate speech. You couldn't say that, all that other stuff. Remember Kanye got castrated for that, even though he showed all kind of proof, all the media conglomerates that was being ran by, headed up by people with last names like Goldstein and Scheinbaum and all. Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? Now we get even more proof that they're moving in and monopolizing even more, but you can't say it. There's a lie. You're just hate speech. Okay, let me leave it alone. Let me let him go.
And high-tech phenomena.
Oh, well, after Silicon Valley, there's an area, Herzliya has probably got more startups than any other place other than Silicon Valley in Northern California. So we've actually acquired a number of Israeli companies. We have 2 CEOs at Oracle. One's name is Safra Katz, and she was born in Israel. So again, we love the country of Israel, and we'll do everything we can to support the country of Israel.
We recently hear that many people criticizing Israel, especially after the Gaza operation. How do you feel as someone just saying we love Israel so much?
Well, again, it's a difficult situation.
I know y'all may not be able to hear. You said recently Israel's been getting a lot of scrutiny because of how they've been handling the Gaza situation. What's your feelings about that? Talking about the genocide, the starvation, the bombing of refugee encampments, everything else. This is all included in this conversation. They asked him, what do you think about that?
To conduct military operations around civilians is very difficult. And of course, there were tragedies, and the civilians were hurt. That's a terrible thing. But one thing we know for certain, that the Israeli army did everything they could to minimize civilian casualties. And in that regard, they've done a much better job than a lot of other armies all over the world throughout history.
As he smiles. Just told a complete lie and smiled as he celebrates the death of the towel heads over there and Ishmael, man. This is again right. He's got control of TikTok. He's got control of various media companies. Hardcore regulations is coming in. I'm not gonna play the video again, but remember he said he wants to have surveillance and he makes it seem like, oh, we're watching the cops. We want to make sure, that the cops are being regulated, but civilians are going to be on their best behavior too. All that good stuff, right? Now, let's look at this also. Hold on. Here's another one. And this one's even more sadistic, man. This is OpenAI. OpenAI Sora 2 generates realistic videos of people shoplifting. Did you hear that? This is okay. Maybe y'all don't understand what I'm saying. There's AI. OpenAI is generating and making realistic videos of people committing crimes, and they're fake. Every defense attorney now has a pre-written motion when it comes to video evidence. I see the video that we're looking right here. This is Sam Altman. This is the CEO of OpenAI. He's the one that created this particular technology, right? Let's look a little bit about Sam Altman. They've made a video and posed his face on it, acting as if he's stealing out of a store. This is how insidious this is. So if you want, you see the same face was put on that video to say he's stealing, and they used his own technology to say. So if you're wondering how they're going to set up the men of the Lord, how they're going to frame you, how they're going to bring up charges, First Amendment, all that does not matter. I've said for years, man, if you see my face on anything talking about some PDF file charges or sodomy, or it's fake. Good Lord, it is fake. But they're going to use this particular technology and weaponize it against people. Man, they're going to set you up out there, set brothers up out there with fake videos. You think AI is on one? They making realistic videos where you can't even tell, is that real? Did he steal something? Did he shoot that woman in the face like that? What? Yeah, all of this. Now look, Sam Altman on worries about OpenAI's $850 billion in planned build-outs. I totally get that. What is he talking about? They are investing $850 billion to build AI data centers. What's his name? From Facebook, Zuckerberg. I shared with y'all that he's building. I think he's investing $10 billion for a Meta data center being built down in Louisiana. They said it's going to be the size of Manhattan. And in all scenarios, these are nuclear power plants, man. They've got cases of people living down in Louisiana, Mississippi, that were living next to nuclear power plants, man. All of them got cancer, all of them getting jacked up. And they're getting ready to go build up all of this. You see Bill Gates buying up all the farmland. They're buying up all the extra land so they can build these data centers, all nuclear based, environmental dangers, and it's going to raise up the prices of electricity because they drain so much electricity, need so much. You talk about pricing out and moving out people, and they don't give a damn. OpenAI's $850 billion expansion equals the output of 17 nuclear plants. But CEO Sam Altman says even this pace will look slow given surging demand. He said that's not even enough. Altman is committed to massive build-outs with Oracle, there that name again, NVIDIA, and SoftBank. CFO Sarah Fryer, who previously took Block public, stressed that the companies are stepping in to meet severe compute shortage. So the AI takeover is here, right? Let me see if I can find. Look at this. It was a fitting backdrop for OpenAI CEO to unveil what he calls the largest infrastructure push of the modern internet era. 17 gigawatt build out in partnership with Oracle, NVIDIA, and SoftBank. In less than 48 hours, OpenAI has announced commitments equal to 17 nuclear plants or about 9 Hoover dams. This is how big these operations is. The plan will require the amount of electricity needed to power more than 13 million U.S. homes. So they're getting ready to compromise. They're already talking about how the grid is already weakening. Rolling blackouts happening in Texas and hurricane-stricken cities and places like that when they can't, maintain, or heat waves coming in and they keep talking about the grid is getting pushed to the brink. Now here they are getting ready to put in something that's getting ready to take up an additional amount of power for 13 million homes. You dang right. If you're talking about the grid getting a grid down scenario or too much, or them having to raise the prices of electricity because they need to power these other plants. This is the greed and the arrogancy of the so-called white man, but this is what he's pushing for, this new AI utopia. The scale is staggering, even for a company that's raised a record amount of private market caps and seen its valuation swell to $500 billion at roughly $50 billion per site. OpenAI's projects add up to $850 billion in spending, nearly half of the $2 trillion global AI infrastructure surge HSBC now foresees. Let's get back to this other article, man, because this is some real wicked madness jumping off. Where's the one at? Here. Now he's getting ready to build more tech facilities like this to be able to do more of this. OpenAI Sora generates realistic videos of people shoplifting. OpenAI has released a new smartphone app, currently invite only. Currently is going to be open to the public sooner than later. Designed to rival TikTok with an infinite barrage of AI slop. Now, mind you, it says that this OpenAI app is designed to rival TikTok. Now, didn't we just hear that his company, OpenAI, and Oracle are in business together? So are they really rivaling each other, or are they creating multiple traps for people to fall in, and nobody's going to say, well, who owns all these particular apps? They're all working together. Yeah, no, I'm using OpenAI, man. Y'all heard about TikTok. TikTok, man, that thing is compromised, man. Oracle's running that. Meanwhile, oh, you jump over to OpenAI, man. It's the same damn thing. That's why when we talk about, the scriptures say that a nation from far is going to come with swift countenance. Swift as an eagle flieth in Deuteronomy 28, paraphrasing. It's two wings of the same bird, man. Don't fall for the Republican, Democrat. It's two wings of the same bird. They saying, oh, this is the rival. They're all in bed together, man. The app accompanies the company's latest text-to-video and audio AI generator, Sora 2, which it claims is, quote, more physically accurate, realistic, and more controllable than prior systems. A 2-minute clip celebrating the announcement was met with predominantly negative reactions, with netizens dismissing it as, quote, unsettling and soulless. Look at this. I have the most liked video on Sora 2 right now. I'll be enjoying this short moment while it lasts. CCTV footage of Sam stealing a G-Plus at Target for Sora inference.
Please, I really need this for Sora inference. This video is too good.
Did you see that?
Please, I really need this for Sora inference. This video is too good.
This is a fake video. Looks real as hell. From everything in the background, the empty shelves at Target, security then came up stopping him. What is to stop these demons, man, from setting up you, me, or anybody else that's in opposition of this kingdom, man, to say, hey, you know what, lock them up. Now they're saying you can't even trust video evidence anymore. You don't know what's real and what isn't. And you talk about this place not being under Satan's authority, man. Let's move on. Let that sink in. Here we go. Trump no longer distancing himself from Project 2025 as he uses shutdown to further pursue his goals. So now he's saying, oh, 2025. Oh, Project 2025. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I actually kind of like it. Let's look and see some of the things. We're just going to look at some of the highlights of what Project 2025 was going to entail. Number one, restructuring federal agencies. Has he done that? Certainly has, with those sweeping through, changing up everything. He took care of that, right? They said it's going to take an estimated 1 to 2 years. He's done it in 10 months. Social policy reforms. The agenda includes social policy changes such as restricting abortion access, reversing federal recognition of same-sex marriages, ending diversity, equity, and inclusion. They definitely got rid of DEI programs across federal agencies. They said it's going to take 6 months to several years. The 6 months was more on point. Economic policies. What are they doing? Tax cuts reducing federal spending, privatizing certain government services such as parts of the National Weather Service and Transportation Security Administration. They've done that. Economic reform, especially tax cuts, are generally pursued through budget bills. If there's a political alignment in Congress, such changes could be enacted within the first year. So this is why you see what's going on with this government shutdown. The Democrats are saying, nah, we ain't doing all of that. We want more money going to immigrants or migrant health care. And it's bigger than that, man. They seeing all this other stuff coming in. They like, hold on. We ain't ready to do all this. Immigration enforcement, they're doing that. We see ICE got the big old budget jumping off. They going for broke. Environmental deregulation. They've been talking about global warming is bogus, and they want to get rid of the fossil fuels. And he's pushing that too. But that ain't at the top of his list. But he's definitely pushing that as well. Election rule revisions. He's constantly keep talking about how they got to change the voting rules and no more mail-in ballots, everything else. International relations with NATO, WHO, and the UN. Now, we've seen NATO come to the table with a whole global roundtable. Earlier, when Zelensky came back for his second visit, now we're seeing Trump saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, Ukraine can beat Russia. Actually, they can actually probably get parts of Russia. Yeah, we're going to send more weapons over there. Yeah, forget about that peace treaty. Now he's realigning himself with NATO. Right? The WHO, he cut him off at one point. I mean, all of this, judicial appointments and legal reforms. Project 2025 aims to appoint judges who align with organizational interpretations of the Constitution, influencing the judiciary's direction for decades. I looked at the article last night about what do you call it? The immunity for ICE, and they said, remember they said the Supreme Court had messed up with this one, giving immunity to ICE. Look, it's going to backfire. They done that. They had 600 military judges now got appointed. Lawyers now got appointed to be judges to oversee all of the migrant cases and all of that. So you see it here, healthcare policy overhaul. The plan includes repealing the Affordable Care Act and promoting market-based healthcare solutions. Repealing the ACA will require legislative approval, which may face significant opposition. New policies focused on market-based solutions could be introduced gradually. That's one of his main things, gradualism. He'll kind of slow feed you a little bit here, a little bit there. It ain't going to fully overwhelm you. Get you comfortable. Education system transform, absolutely. Critical race theory, they're getting up out of here. They're changing up the Black history in the museums. He said everything gonna take 1 to 3 years. They're doing it even faster. Technology and data privacy. Oh, let's look at this. Implement policies balancing innovation with data privacy and possibly reduce regulations affecting tech companies. Did you hear that? So when you're seeing Oracle, OpenAI, and all these other tech companies coming on in, buying up TikTok, utilizing new technology that's dangerous, AI on everything, and they're saying, oh, we're going to reduce regulations affecting these companies. Give them more autonomy to your and my information. Defense, national security, regulatory reform, deregulation, Social Security, Medicare reforms, all this is on the table. This is everything he said. I don't know much about it, but meanwhile, we're seeing the majority of the stuff he's pushing, and it's going forward. Where's the one that I said about something about the economy, and they said they were going to come back and they were going to get. There was another one, maybe it's a different website I had, but they also were talking about economic help for the safety net programs, i.e., is this it? No. But they were talking about basically what he's doing with the cutting of SNAP, EBT, regulation, all of those safety net, governmental safety net programs. That's in effect. That was in Project 2025. He's doing it all. He's doing it all after he distanced himself earlier. Now they says he's no longer doing that. So now we see how he flip-flops and he lies. Okay? Look. Remember we talked about him showing I showed you the video of him showing off the gold White House. And I read the history about Elagabalus, the little young sodomite, Roman emperor, living all flamboyant. Valerian, I believe, also had his face implemented on a gold coin. So moving in the spirit of his Roman ancestors, here he goes doing the same thing. This is what you're talking about, Shalak. Treasury Department considers minting a $1 Trump coin. Remember, this is what they talk about. The wicked in their pride. Establishing all these. Look at it here. Fight, fight, fight. The dollar coin with him proudly and arrogantly, showing how he's standing up for the good old America. And look down here. In God do we trust. Who's the God? Him? If you look at this, you would think that this is what they're saying. In God do we trust with his face on there. Because they ain't talking about the Most High. The draft design of the coin, which was overseen by the U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach, features Trump's profile on the side of each coin. Hey, what happened to the Harriet Tubman $20? Wasn't they supposed to get that going? Negroes are so happy. Yeah, they're about to have the Harriet Tubman bill, man. Yeah, we finally getting our just due. That got swept under the rug real fast, and here they are saying, no, the newest minted coin, we're going to put Agent Orange on there, man. Black folks can't never get a break. Here we go. 2 Delta planes collide, ripping off a wing while taxiing at LaGuardia Airport as passengers describe moments. Flights are absolutely smashed. More flight mayhem going on. And I don't know if this has anything to do with, they were talking about how I forgot what the department is, but all of the flight regulators and the cats that be monitoring the radar, they were saying people in there that ain't fully trained, they're shorthanded. You seen last week there was 2 hacks done at the Dallas airport and also there in Europe. They had to shut down the flights and the departures. So, everything is under scrutiny and under pressure right now. How are two planes just going to collide on the runway? I mean, how did they not see each other in time enough to stop? There's some real madness going on out here. Oh, Trump deems Democrats the party of hate, evil, and Satan. I'll leave it at that because you know what? If we say that, now he's saying, oh, the Democrats are the party of hate, evil, and Satan. And if we say the entire governmental structure is, oh, you guys are a hate group. You called us Satan. You said that we're the devil. No, I'll just leave that there. He said this. This is them. Or they said that it wasn't the flight controllers, the pilots didn't listen. Well, there you go. Hey, but what's his name? What's the cat that just died? Charlie Kirk, excuse me. He said if he sees a black pilot, man, he's gonna start questioning and worrying. I bet you they wasn't black pilots that just crashed on the runway. See, but we'll leave that there. I said I ain't gonna talk about him no more. See, you baited me in, Hadessa. I had to bring him up again. I'm blaming you. Look, he says they Satan. I ain't got to say it. Let's move on. Going to war. U.S. military is preparing to seize ports and airfields in Venezuela as Trump declares a full-scale war on drug cartels. So if we're worried about or hearing about wars, rumors of wars, it's right there. Venezuela now, and even Maduro said he's getting ready to declare a state of emergency. And they're saying, oh, it's the drug cartels. I thought the drug cartels is out of Colombia, out of Mexico. There's multiple cartels right there in Juarez, and they ain't going there. Why? Because they ain't got no oil. They don't have the resources that America covets. So Let's go over there and knock them down. So we've been tracking this for a while now. It's official. America's going to war with Venezuela. Now, mind you, Venezuela does have alliances with Russia, China. Do I think that they're a big enough player in the game that Russia will get involved? No. China get involved? No. What type of help they will supply them with? Not sure yet. But any help that comes from outside sources, America is going to raise their eyebrow at, and they're going to have to address it. So we'll see what happens. Now look at this. This is more corruption going on. Plan to pump 45,000 gallons of radioactive water in New York's Hudson River. Are you reading that right? Yeah. This is why we read in let's read this in Revelation 11. This is why we read Revelation 11:18. It says, "And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints." So, this is when we're seeing the Most High exacting revenge on Babylon, right? The nation is going to be angry. Why? Because the nation is going to be cut off from having access to this goose with the golden egg. They're going to be angry because the time of judgment has arisen. The wrath of the Lord is there. It says the time of the dead, everybody's going to be judged. Daniel 12 tells us that. Someone's going to be brought back to, I don't want to misquote it. Let's just read it real quick. Daniel 12 and 2, it says, "And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt." So ain't nobody got away, right? Judgment's going to still be prevail. It says, "At the time of the dead, that they should be judged, that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints." So the prophets are only coming from Israel. The saints are only the Israelites, according to Psalms 50 and 5 and Psalms 148 and 14. It says, "And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth." Well, who's constantly running around campaigning about environmental disasters and global warming and pollution in the air, from the chemtrails all the way down to the poisoning of the water, the food, the GMOs, you name it? Who's at the helm of all of that? Who's responsible? We all know. Who did this? These some blacks and Hispanics doing this? 45,000 gallons of radioactive water is getting ready to get dumped into the Hudson River. A controversial plan to release 45,000 gallons of radioactive water into the Hudson River has been approved in court. A federal judge ruled in favor of New Jersey-based Holtec International, which sued New York last year to challenge the state's ban on discharging radiological substances from its defunct Indian Point nuclear plant. Holtec's attorney argued that New York overstepped its authority when it passed the Save the Hudson bill in August 2023, a measure aimed at protecting the Hudson Valley from wastewater linked to the Shutter nuclear facility. Now, mind you, remember they just had I forgot what the name of the thing was, but they had that damn deadly mist in the air in Harlem, and people was getting sick over there in New York. What was the name of that? What was the name of that thing? Yeah, here you go. Harlem residents accuse NYC of shrieking life-saving inspections amid deadly Legionnaire's disease outbreak. Yeah, get out of here. Legionnaires, that's what they call them. Legionnaire's disease. And here you see here, deadly vapor haunts Manhattan as 3 are killed and 67 infected. And now they're talking about dumping 45,000 gallons of radioactive wastewater into the Hudson River. I mean, you tell me that they care about people's lives and what's going on over there. And as everything goes from the east, it spreads to the west. So, these people have lost their minds. Let's look at this too, because we're over here getting hit too. Massive fire breaks out at the California oil refinery as residents feel explosion rocked the area. Thought we got nuked. A massive fire erupted at Chevron oil refinery outside of Los Angeles on Thursday night, forcing residents to shelter in place following multiple reports. Many of us out here heard about this, right? In El Segundo, 9:30 p.m. This is only about 10, 15 minutes for me. Maybe. But it's more insidious than this, right? So oil refinery gets somehow explodes, right? Now, is that ironic? At the same time, we see articles and videos like this. Maybe you didn't see that. California gas prices could hit $8 per gallon by 2026 as refineries close. Now, mind you, this has been going on. This is being said damn near earlier last year. They were saying about gas prices going up because refineries were packing up and closing because they couldn't do business out here no more. So they're saying, well, less refineries, it's going to be more money, more taxes on the gas for California residents. So is it ironic now that as refineries are closing, that all of a sudden one actually blows up? And they're saying it's under investigation. We're already paying 38.5% above the national average of living costs. Yeah, it's bad out there. Right after that refinery, the gas done went up. Ain't nobody gonna be driving nowhere $8 per gallon. We seen how bad it was on the slow buy, and it got up to like $7. It was damn near $8 in certain places in California. But we definitely seen $6+ in places, $7 some places, high fives for low grade gas. Why you gonna do us like that? She gonna put in there $2.50 for gas in Iowa. Good Lord. You're gonna rub it in, huh? I guess I gotta move to Iowa. Cause there ain't no way I'm driving around with $8. But and now the alternative is, well, go and take public transportation. Go take the train. Go take the bus. Where it's already jam-packed, where it's already compromised. That's out of here. Well, you got to add another 3 hours plus to your day on your travels just to get from point A to point B. Forget about all that, man. I don't think MAGA country wants me out there. So, point of the matter is that they've been talking about gas price, and they have a need now to say, well, hey, look, refineries are blowing up. They're getting up out of here. Like, in other words, I don't believe the storyline. They had every motivation to somehow allow this to go down so that they can complete the mission come next year. Let's monitor this as we continue on. They got water rationing, so drought up in Washington State right now. I mean, all hell is breaking loose all over the place, man. From droughts to damn oil refinery explosions to warfare with Venezuela, warfare with Ukraine, Russia, Taiwan, China's on deck for next year. Israel and the U.S. and Iran, they're saying that they're expecting that war to explode within the next month. It could be sooner, maybe early next year. Famine, pestilence, plague, the whole nine. All around the clock. But don't worry. Hey, good old Agent Orange Man knows that some of y'all are on edge. A lot of y'all don't like what's going on. Now, if he have needed it, he'll use it. Remember what we read earlier. Don't fall for the okie doke. He's getting ready to think. He's thinking about lining your pockets with a little bit of dividend from them tariffs. Yeah, you was talking bad about them tariffs, man. Talking about how bad and how much it's going to cost for all the supplies and the goods and the food and the gas. And, hey, don't worry. I'm gonna give you a little kickback. He's talking about giving $2,000 dividends for everybody. Now, at your own risk, and you know how they do it. It won't even be optional. You can't turn it down. He's gonna say, no, you're gonna take this money because I need to tax it. I need to tax it. So let me get this in Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. We know this one. This is the classic scripture. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. See? When he gives you something, he tells you, hey, it's all good. It's on the house. It ain't on the house. Because now your mind frame is going to be twisted up and you start believing in the lies. So, hey, $2,000 tariff dividends might be coming down the pipeline. President Trump said Thursday he's still weighing the idea of giving Americans up to $2,000 in rebates derived from the revenues his tariff agenda has generated. Trump's proposal to share some of the hundreds of billions of dollars the federal government has collected since he slapped foreign nations with steep levies in April comes as the Supreme Court is slated to hear arguments in the case next month that will decide whether the president has the power to impose such sweeping global tariffs. They're just starting to kick in. Oh yeah, you're going to reap some of the benefits. Oh, believe that if you want to. He's flip-flopped so many times, man. I can't tell you. He should be applying for the Olympics in 2028 as much as he flips. But you know, there you go. Oh, he loves the tariffs. Well, you good luck in finding some. Good luck in finding some. As many businesses is going out of business right now. You know. But there you have it, y'all. Rosemary, better late than never. Better late than never. Yeah, that happens. They definitely having problems with the notifications. All right. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I ain't worried about it. We're having some fun here because we know the times is dangerous, times is evil right now. So every so often you get to have a little laugh here and there. It's all good. So I'm not tripping. We're getting ready to slide up out of here, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath. Another episode in the books, man. Hopefully y'all got some notifications, some things you need to go back, research, and look into. But at the end all be all, I need everybody to tap back in with us later on this afternoon. We got a closing Shabbat class at 4:15 Pacific Standard Time. Come on in, and we'll get to it. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna close out. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath. Always remember, fear the Most High, keep the commandments, and don't shoot the messenger. I'm out of here. Shalom.